America's fiscal policy has reached a critical breaking point. National debt is spiraling. Local taxation has become a tool of financial oppression, and the constitutional protections meant to restrain government power are being eroded, not by thoughtful amendment, but by reckless practice. This isn't a policy misstep. It's a systemic unraveling. The U.S. national debt has surged past $36 trillion, a number so large it's become abstract, detached from meaning. But its effects are not. This debt is funded by Treasury securities and enabled by elected officials who borrow recklessly today, while sending the bill to future taxpayers who had no voice in the matter. Milton Friedman warned of this moral hazard decades ago.
Inflation is made in Washington because only Washington can create money. And any other attribution to other groups of inflation is wrong. Consumers don't produce it. Producers don't produce it. The trade unions don't produce it. Foreign sheiks don't produce it. Oil imports don't produce it. What produces it is too much government spending and too much government creation of money and nothing else.
Inflation is just like alcoholism. In both cases, when you start drinking or when you start printing too much money, the good effects come first. The bad effects only come later. That's why, in both cases, there's a strong temptation to overdo it, to drink too much and to print too much money. When it comes to the cure, it's the other way around. When you stop drinking or when you stop printing money, the bad effects come first, and the good effects only come later. That's why it's so hard to persist with the cure.
Politicians offer benefits now, secure votes, and stick the next generation with the consequences. Net interest payments alone surpassed $1 trillion in 2025, nearly triple the 2021 figure of $352 billion, while real GDP growth struggles to hold at 2 to 3%. Meanwhile, national debt continues expanding at over 7% annually, more than double the rate of economic output. This is not post-war infrastructure investment. It is debt to fund consumption, Social Security, Medicare, and interest on the debt itself. If growth slows further, as demographics, deglobalization, and rising entitlement costs suggest, this becomes a death spiral. Nowhere is the silent theft more obvious than at the local level. In Fairfax County, Virginia, property taxes on my home rose from $5,000 in 2006 to nearly $14,000 in 2025, an increase of 180%. Inflation over that time? About 60%. Wage growth? Roughly 90%. So why the massive gap? The answer is a bureaucratic fiction, unrealized gains. Local governments base property taxes not on actual sales, but speculative assessed values conjured up in-house. Values that rise to meet budgetary needs, not market reality. As a private equity lender, I can tell you, value is what someone pays, not what a spreadsheet predicts. These phantom assessments have no legitimate basis in market economics, yet they're used to extract real money from working citizens. The practice borders on a violation of the 14th Amendment's Due Process Clause, taxing hypothetical wealth under the pretense of fairness. Fairfax's population has increased only modestly, from 1.08 million to 1.15 million, yet service costs have exploded. Why? One driver is the county's sanctuary status, which demands a massive public outlay for undocumented migrants. Estimates suggest Virginia spends between $1.5 to $2 billion annually on services related to illegal immigration, education, healthcare, housing, and law enforcement, with Fairfax County carrying a substantial share.
In January 2021, Chair McKay and the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors passed a policy 9-1 that does not allow county employees to share resident citizen status, so undocumented immigrants in Fairfax County can feel free to access county services. It's called the Trust Policy, and as a result of that policy, the Fairfax County Police Department does not ask people who they've arrested for their citizen status, and FCPD does not share citizen information with federal immigration officials. Descano has also said he will not cooperate with ICE, nor will he notify or alert immigration officials about defendants his office comes into contact.
The Fairfax County Board of Supervisors voted to help undocumented and illegal immigrants fight deportation. In its $4.4 billion budget voted on Tuesday, the board set aside $200,000 for a legal aid pilot program to help immigrants facing deportation proceedings.
This is not incidental, it's policy by design. Supporters call it compassion, critics call it sanctioned theft. Whatever your view, the result is the same. Property owners pay more, get less, and watch their communities erode under the weight of unfunded mandates. The The 14th Amendment permits property taxation under a rational basis, but taxing unrealized gains, wealth that exists only on paper, is a direct affront to due process. The 16th Amendment authorizes income taxes, not wealth confiscation based on valuation theories. Yet that's exactly what we're seeing. Federal proposals like the billionaire tax seek to enshrine this logic nationally. If courts uphold it, the precedent could unravel private property rights entirely, creating a legal foundation to tax anything, anytime, based on nothing. My home's value has increased 66% since 2006. My taxes, however, have nearly tripled. That's not policy, that's pillaging. With birth rates at 1.6 and productivity stagnating at 1 to 2%, betting on endless growth is not strategy, it's delusion. Factor in the true cost of illegal immigration, and the system isn't building wealth, it's cannibalizing it. Wealth isn't being created, it's being redistributed upward through debt issuance and downward through tax oppression, leaving the middle class as the piggy bank for both. The fix isn't complicated, but it demands courage. A. Tie property tax increases to income growth. No wage growth, no tax increase. Simple, fair, constitutional. B. Cap the debt at 100% of GDP and mandate balanced budgets. Politicians won't like it, but the alternative is collapse. And C. Tax only realized gains. Sell it, then pay. If it's not in your bank account, it shouldn't be in the government's. This is not a revenue crisis. It's a spending crisis built on deception. The Constitution was never meant to bless the taxation of phantom wealth, nor to obligate the unborn for today's political bribes. Tax only what's real, spend only what you have, and protect the rights you were given. Anything less is unsustainable and unconscionable.